Hey all, Steve from GuitarNiche here. So, how strong are strings? Now, some time back, many years ago, I decided to, figure out for myself, well, how much pressure does it actually take to break strings? Like, what's their limit? And so I went through this kind of very, very rudimentary process of literally breaking strings, like et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to do that. This is an old Ibanez RX series guitar that's been, it was just been sitting around. It was kind of donated. I'll pass it along at some point, but it's got a set of 9s on it in pretty worn condition, so they're not fresh. But I'm sure they're going to make the point, or at least help illustrate the thing here. How much pressure does it take to break strings? So that's a 9, and I'm just going to, well, that wasn't too hard. This should be an 11. It's sorry, 9 to 42. So this should be an 11. That wasn't too hard. And let's get that out of the way. This is a 16. Okay, I'm pulling on. I can't break that. That is so bizarre. I can't break it. I am just trying to break that and it won't go. That's pretty cool. Anyway, and here's the D. Now D is a composite string, meaning it has two parts. The core is very thin in the case of a D with a wrap around it to constitute the overall diameter. So how strong or not is this? Oh, okay. So I would imagine it has a lot to do with the thin core. It didn't last very long. And the A, which should be a 32, I think. Oh boy, that took a bit of work, but that one's done. Let's get that off of there. Finally, we're left with the 42. Of course, a lot of this is dependent on the bridge, actually, more than anything else. The tuners sometimes, but the bridge. If there's any wonky business going on at the bridge, you tend to break strings. And everybody that's played guitar has broken strings. I'm pretty sure of that. But it's surprising, as we've seen so far, especially with this G, just how resilient the strings can be. So I'm trying to anticipate this. No, that's a 42, and that ain't going. Oh, there it goes. It does go. Okay, and that was, again, it's a composite string with a thinner core. Not sure what that core would be. But again, these are old strings, and it took a lot of force to break them. Now imagine it's an acoustic with heavier strings. Yeah, they might be under a little bit more tension, but I swear they're gonna take a lot of abuse. And this G string, there we go. Finally, that took a lot of force to actually break. Moral of the story is your strings are actually pretty strong. If you're breaking them easily, it's got everything to do with this. Whether it's an acoustic or an electric, it's got to be the bridge. It's got to be attended to somehow. Sometimes it is the nut, or not the nut, but the tuners. Like sometimes there can be sharp edges on the post hole, etc. Or sometimes they're just, pardon my French, crappy strings. I was going to say the SH thing, but they're crappy strings. Anyway, and they just break. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. That was fun. My fingers are still in one piece. I was wondering if I was going to need a tetanus shot or anything after that, but it turned out okay. Anyway, we'll talk soon. Take care.